Good day to you. Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of. And thanks for supporting the channel in whatever way you do. I'm thinking today about how the summer solstice just passed and we're now into summer. The third season of the podcast is beginning today. We are season 3, episode 1. And how much of a new beginning is it? How much do we change with everything that we do, with the seasons, year to year? How much effort do we put into change, or how conscious are we of that change? Thinking about some people who recently were able to do Vision Quest. And I know Vision Quest is done with different forms of spirituality, maybe in different ways. And even within the same form of spirituality, it may be different from one fire to the next because of what someone's vision was who is helping them with Vision Quest, or because of the way that they were taught. And I can appreciate it. I can appreciate all of it. I can appreciate someone going quiet to listen, to meditate, to pray in whatever form that they do. Some people may do a Vision Quest and think it's harder physically than it is mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Someone else might think physically it's not that difficult, but their mind got to them, and it's a bit much. They had to leave early. They had to leave right away. They couldn't sit through it. They couldn't finish. Many people have many different experiences. And my belief is that our experience should be our own, shouldn't be someone else's experience. It shouldn't be what someone else thinks it should be for us as an individual. If you're ever able to do some type of Vision Quest, I believe that it will be your vision that you will have. It'll be your dream that you make come true. Nobody can have my vision. I can't go on Vision Quest and have someone else's dream come true in my life. I must do the work if I'm going to do Vision Quest. I must listen to the person who is guiding me and trust them. And I must realize that it's between the Creator and I. A Vision Quest is personal. It's unique to that individual. Just like so many other ceremonies. Now, being somewhat familiar with the ceremonies of the Lakota people and the things that have been taught and handed down through the generations. For example, we may do a purification ceremony before we help someone with Vision Quest, before they go up on that hill, and we're there to support. And we do a little wipe down. We use these eons, these grandfathers, these tukashilas. And we heat them up so that they can have a door before they go. I know I'm using terminology that may be foreign to some people, just speaking in a general way. These stones that we heat up, they are our grandfathers. And we heat them up, and then we just discard the ones we could reuse. I don't believe in doing that. Just because they helped us that one time doesn't mean they can't help us again. That would be like going to a different spiritual advisor every time you need advice because the last one helped you. So they certainly can't help you again, so you go to someone new. Or are you jumping from one spiritual advisor to the other because you didn't get the answer that you wanted? Why would you disregard a stone that's still perfectly intact, that could still help you? Do you think the way that some ancestors did that walked the earth, that told people because they believed it, they told the generation that came after them, we'll always have clean water, don't worry about it? Because for millions of years, people probably believed that walked the earth. We'll always have clean water, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter how we treat what was gifted to us. I don't want to do that with these Tukashilas, these eons. I don't want to disregard them. I want to reuse them. So 7 generations from now can be telling the next 7 generations that if we respect them and we utilize them to the best of our ability, they will be here for 7 generations after them. Or we could just disregard them, and it becomes just like the clean water of the earth. It's scarce. Some continents don't really have it. Some countries don't have it at all. Some cities don't have it at all. How much respect or disrespect do we have, and are we conscious of it? Will we reuse long before we recycle? And the only reason that it comes to mind the way it does is because of a conversation I recently had, and I think that reusing the things that were gifted to us, the elements of the earth, allows them to be more sustainable for the future generations. Did you wake up this morning and take for granted that you could take in your first breath after you opened your eyes? Or did you thank the Creator for that breath of life that came into you through the oxygen, through what the trees and the plants give us, so we have that oxygen? Or were you helping cut down a forest yesterday, or stomping through the woods, just destroying the plants with total disregard in the fact that they're giving us life? They allow us to breathe in the oxygen. What is it that we see? Would it take a vision quest for you to be able to see the truth? Could you sit quiet for a day to be able to do that? Would you go on vision quest and sing at the top of your lungs? Or would you do a mantra, a meditation, and sit and listen to the silence? Can it become silent? Or is there always chatter in your head? Can you go silent, and can you hear the loudness of the silence? What are we capable of? In doing Vision Quest, we have many things that we can accomplish. I happen to be more familiar with certain things that I have experienced myself. Generally speaking, on this podcast, I will talk more about personal experience. And to me, it's valuable. To the point of, I remember telling my children when they were young, you're at least as smart as I am. Probably smarter. The difference is I have life experience, and life experience is extremely valuable. And with that life experience, you look at me as wise because I have certain experience you don't. Doesn't mean I'm smarter than you, because I don't believe that to be true. I like that because when I'm able to say that to the next generation, or I can say that to my grandchildren today after saying that to my children, and I say it with a good heart. I say it because I believe it. And what results? What results will come of that? I think it's important to walk with a good heart, with clean hands and straight eyes. I come from ancestors that had clean hands and straight eyes. I come from ancestors that did not consume alcohol. Now, for some of us, we may have to go back more generations than others. We are all descendants of tribal people. And at one point, those tribal people were completely sober because they knew no other life. They only knew plant medicine. They only knew the truth of who they were. If we are all descendants of tribes, which I believe we are, maybe we can learn to respect tribal people more in the things that they're doing, and vice versa. Maybe the tribal people that walk the earth today can learn to respect the people who are not, who have never been guided to, who have never had a chance to, who have never had an option to walk in the way of the ancestors and tribal people. Today, often I speak of my spirituality as tribal. I believe that it's a good way to say it. I believe that living as traditional as what I was taught is important to me. It's not the terminology we use. It's about being able to carry a good heart. I have been able to do Vision Quest. Hambalechape. I have been crying for a vision. I have lived it. Now what my vision is, the way I see things, the way that I walk in the future, that's personal to me. The gifts that I was given through that vision, it's personal to me. If you know me personally, maybe we can have a conversation about that. That's probably not conversation for a podcast. To tell you that I've done it and that I'm proud that I walk in a good way, I can do that in a general way. It doesn't come from egotism. It comes from telling you that I'm willing to do the work even when the work is hard. I'm willing to do things I don't want to do because I don't always want to do the hard work. And I want the results, so I'm willing to. And today, well lived, I have a chance to be gifted the breath of life again tomorrow. And I will not take it for granted. I will ask the Creator to guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions, and I will ask that I be of service to everyone I meet. That doesn't mean to be of service in my mind to them. It means to be of service in their mind. Until next time, looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Dok Shao, okay?